Hey guys, a few weeks ago on stream, we hit the Cringe fanfic sub goal and we read some of the fanfics I wrote as a 12-year-old, and they're all Pokemon, and I really wanted Ash and Misty to be together, and it's so bad, but I loved it, and so that's what this clip is gonna be. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, let's dive in, pals. Okay, so Ash, Misty, and Brock were back in Pallet for the summer. Today the temperature was a peak of 102 degrees. Misty was sunbathing, Brock was cleaning his Pokemon, and Ash was, well, just laying in the grass. Ash had been thinking lately. He had cool clothes, he had a nice house, great friends, great Pokemon. A lot of girls in Pallet Town had crushes on him. But somehow, he didn't feel cool. He thought and thought, and nothing came to his head. Misty had cool clothes, but her sister lived in a gym, no real house, and yet Ash still felt like she was way cooler than him. Wait, so what the fuck? Sophie. Brennan, what's up? Dang, Ash and Chad, he's rude. What the fuck? Brock couldn't get a girl for his life, and his clothes were of a different taste. Yet Ash still felt Brock was cooler. Why so quiet, Ash? Misty's voice broke his train of thought. He looked up. Huh? Oh, hi. Just thinking, smiled Ash, sitting up. Brock walked over. You seem to do a lot of that lately, sighed Brock, wiping sweat from his forehead. Ash laughed. His friends were very caring, but still, he didn't feel quite right. In a way, he felt like the dork of the group, but not because he was the youngest. You got a lot going on in your head, Misty smirked. You got a lot on your head, Misty smirked. You know what will help this? She shouted, pouring her water all over Ash. Brock almost died laughing while Ash chased Misty. Finally, he stopped running. He saw something. Josh Hoya, the coolest teen in Pallet. Who came up with these names? Of a different taste. Okay, Josh Hoya. Who made up that he's the coolest kid in Pallet. Many times Ash had wished he was him. Josh was hiding behind his house smoking. Ash knew cigarettes were wrong, but Josh made them look so right. Misty turned and looked at Josh. Oh, Josh, he's really cool. A jerk, but cool. Ash didn't realize Misty hadn't seen the cigarette and figured she thought it was cool. She turned around and smiled. Are you okay, Ashy boy? Joked Misty. Ash laughed and nodded. Delia came into the yard. Ash, honey, do me a favor. Go to the supermarket, and get me some milk. Here's some extra cash. Get something for yourself, smiled Delia, giving him the cash. Okay, Misty, Brock, you coming, he asked. They began to laugh. The supermarket's air conditioning was messed up and blew out hot air. No one who didn't need to go there actually would. What the fuck? Ash sighed and began walking there. As he was walking, he saw some of the local teens, most of them sitting around smoking, although they were 1 or 2 years older than him. It really did look cool. Ash walked into the supermarket, grabbed milk, and went to the register. The cashier was Josh's brother, Tim. What a coincidence. Ash felt uneasy about what he was about to ask. He got real close to Tim's face and whispered, Hey, can you sell me some cheap cigarettes? Ash whispered. Sorry. Hey, could you sell me some cheap cigarettes? Ash whispered. At first, Ash couldn't believe what had come out of his mouth. Those 7 little words are about to change his life. They'll get a Vanguard. I don't know, but you know what? I kind of hope so. Oh my god. They're about to change his life. Tim smiled and grabbed a pack and handed him to Ash. Ash paid and walked home. He didn't even get a lighter. What the fuck? He is Charmander. He's good. Ash paid and walked home. He kept looking at the bag where his cigarettes lay. His mom would freak. Ash took them out of the bag and stuffed them into his pants pocket. He walked home happily. He felt uneasy, but cooler. Instantly 10% cooler. He walked into the door and gave his mom the milk. She ran up into his room. Oh, he ran up into his room. Behind his TV, he had a lighter. Oh, there it is. In case of emergency. What kinds of... Okay. Ash struck the lighter and lit the cigarette. It ever looked cool. It should say it even looked cool in his hands. He looked into the mirror, grinned, and started to smoke. After the first smoke, he started to cough badly. His mom, who had overheard his coughing, went in. Sam stuffed the cigarette under his blanket. What? Let me get a box of Newport Undies. No cigarette sucking. Oh my god. I continue. Ash, honey, are you okay? Smiled Delia. Ash smiled. Yeah, just a little cold. Delia smiled. The blanket would be on fire, right? Delia smiled and walked out. Ash sighed and lifted the blankets. There was a huge burn mark in the sheet, but thank God the cigarette hadn't gone out. Because that's what's important. Thank God. He started to smoke again. Half an hour later, he walked out to the yard. Misty scrunched up her nose. Geez, Ash, been smoking, she joked, smelling the smoke on him. Ash laughed. Smoking? That's funny, he lied. So now he's a liar, too. Double cool. Ash sat down on the lawn chair and thought about how cool he had looked. Just, fuck, I look cool. Later that night, everyone else was asleep. Ash sat up, dying for a cigarette. He grabbed the packet and tiptoed outside. He leaned against the back of the house and grinned. As he smoked, he scanned the neighborhood. A small red light was coming from next door. Josh was smoking outside too. Ash felt awesome. He even felt better than Brock and even Misty, which was a surprise because Ash thought no one could get better than her. When he was done, he turned around and was startled by the sight of Misty's angry face. Misty, he shouted in surprise. Misty slammed Ash up against the house. Oh. What do you think you're doing? Growled Misty, holding him up against the wall. Ash smiled. Do you think this is cool, smart, funny? No, she said that. Do you think this is cool, smart, funny? I thought it was Ash being sassy. No, she said, knocking her off of him. No, he said Ash, knocking her off of him. I know it's cool. Just look at Josh and all the other teens. They all look cool, and so do I. Misty couldn't believe the words coming out of Ash's mouth, and to make things worse, Ash shoved her out of the way in a really mean way. Hey, come back here. I want to know what made you want to do this, Ash, Misty said, sounding a bit more compassionate. Ash turned around and growled at her. I am fed up of not being cool, being the dork of the group. Now I'm happy, and you should be too. Smoking makes you happy, Ash? It'll turn you into a maniac, seriously. So baby Sophie thought smoking made you a maniac. Mind your own business. No, I will not. You've got serious problems, Ash. Let me help. Mist, I don't want help. Get it? Got it? Good, shouted Ash, bursting inside. Misty followed. The arguing grew louder until it finally woke Delia and Brock. Delia. Okay. Was Brock, did I think Brock was with, okay. They ran downstairs yes, the teen angst in this, and I really like that. That was my favorite. You know, in like the Pokemon movies when Ash would like, is it Pokemon the first movie when he's underwater and he growls? I loved it. Oh my gosh. CT, thank you for hanging out. I absolutely will make sure you have a good night. The Scott not safe for work. Oh, where am I? Okay, so until it finally woke Delia and Brock, who were apparently upstairs together. What is going on here? Shouted Delia. Ash was stunned and turned around fast. Mom, hi, smiled Ash innocently. Misty gasped. She was so confused. Ash obviously wasn't going to tell his mom. Should she? Was it worth losing a friend? Misty wished she hadn't caught Ash. Ash Ketchum, Misty Mayflower, explain this to me right now. It's 3 a.m, snarled Delia. Yeah, why are you guys up? Said Brock, yawning. Ash turned to Misty. She sighed. Misty, would you like to explain? Asked Delia. Misty sighed, looked over at Ash, back at Delia, then back at Ash. We got it for a snack, and there's only 1 yogurt. We both wanted it. Misty, there's 5 yogurts, said Delia, confused. Misty laughed. Well, look at that. How stupid can I be? Haha. Problem solved. Well, I'm tired. Isn't everyone else? Asked Misty. Everyone agreed. Delia and Brock left. As Misty was leaving, Ash stopped her. That's a good pal. You didn't have to do that, Mist, said Ash. Misty turned to him. Yeah, I didn't actually. Misty turned and walked away. Ash didn't understand. Misty was so against cigarettes, especially him smoking them. So why did she defend him? She could have just blown his cover right there, but she didn't. Ash walked to his bedroom. Wow, so many yogurts, so little time. I knew it. Not safe for work vibes never lie. I so badly wanted Ash and Misty to be together, so I'm not saying that it wasn't underlying. I don't know where this goes. I wrote this in 2012 or 2002 and never looked back, so we're gonna find out together. I'm learning a lot about myself as a 12-year-old here. Next morning, Ash was still in bed while everyone else was up. Misty went to wake him. Ash, get up. It's morning, said Misty, shaking him awake. Ash turned over. Leave me for another hour. No, Ash, get up. Your mom said now, said Misty, shaking him. Ash sat up and shoved her away from him. Misty gasped. What do you think you're doing, she growled. Getting you to leave me alone. I'm tired, growled Ash, going back to sleep. Misty stomped out. She walked downstairs and into the kitchen. Misty, where's Ash, said Delia, handing out breakfast. Misty sighed. He won't get up. Delia sighed and went to wake him up. Misty looked down at her plate and just messed with her food, but Brock knew something was wrong. What really happened last night, Misty? Misty looked up at Brock. Why is Ash being so weird? Misty couldn't bring herself to tell him, so she just gave him a smile and looked back at her food. Ash then came in. Yo, Ash, Brock greeted. Ash looked over to him. Yo, Ash looked at Misty. Sorry, he whispered. Misty growled so much. Growling. Oh my god, while he's back in Kanto on his own. Get lost, Ash, snarled Misty, pushing her food away and leaving the table. Ash looked at Brock. Dude, you stink, said Brock. Ash sniffed his jacket. Oh man, I still need to wash this, said Ash. Brock just stared at Ash. What? Is there something on my face? Whatever you're doing, stop, growled. Everyone is growling. And also walked out. Ash snarled. He didn't need them, did he? His mom came storming down. Ash Ketchum. I should have put Ashley Ketchum. She held up her cigarette packet. What do you think you're doing? Ash gasped. He didn't quite know how to answer. Answer me now, shouted Delia again. Ash's anger built up and he just exploded. Smoking, okay? Big whoop. He grabbed the packet and stormed out the front door. Delia was going to go after him, but somehow she just couldn't. She heard crying and went into the living room to see Misty crying. Delia and Brock went over to her. Misty, what's wrong? Asked Delia. Misty just cried. I'm so sorry, Delia, cried Misty. Delia looked at Brock, who shrugged, then back at Misty. For what? Last night I caught Ash smoking, and I didn't tell you because I thought I needed to be a good friend. A good friend would tell, Misty, smiled Brock. I know, but I don't know. I told him those things would make him crazy, but no, he made me sound crazy. So wait, I made Ash super angsty and mean because he smoked a cigarette? Yeah, so much gasping. Foreplay to a young Sophie. I did not see that coming. Me neither, man. We're all learning a lot together here. This is therapeutic. Okay, so I don't know. I told him those things to make him crazy. What's wrong? Asked Brock. He did this because he thought he was the dork of the house and wanted to be cool. We have to make him feel cool. Delia stood up. But how? I have got an idea, but I don't know, sighed Misty. Delia looked into Misty's eyes. If it'll help my son, I don't care what it is. Misty smiled. Later that night, when Ash returned, he just stormed to his room. Misty followed. Ash, can we talk? She said quietly. About? Something, said Misty, sitting on his bed. Ash grabbed a chair and sat in front of her. Okay, shoot. Misty took a deep breath. First, why do you feel like a dork? Ash sighed and looked away. I just do. I mean, Brock's always calling me naive. You guys just seem cooler, Ash sighed. Misty smiled. Ash, you're the coolest. Both me and Brock agree on that. I feel like the third wheel, Third wheel, why? You're the leader in everything. But you like Brock. As soon as Misty heard that, she began to laugh. Here we go. Oh my god. What has become of Ash? Oh my god. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry, Ash. I didn't hear you right. You think I like Brock as more than a friend? It had to go here, didn't it, baby Sophie? It had to. Well, yeah. Don't you? Ash, listen to me carefully, because I'm only going to say this once. Brock is like a brother to me. I could never love a dork, smiled Misty. Fuck. I could never love a dork. Love? Ash gasped. Yeah, those cigarettes are turning you crazy, Misty said, looking down. I'm afraid you might actually hurt me. He had one cigarette. Oh my god, Helena. I'm afraid you might actually hurt me. Ash couldn't believe it. He wouldn't hurt Misty for the world. And then he remembered this morning he had hurt Misty. Hurt you? No way, Misty. You mean too much to me. I do? Yeah, Ash said, blushing. Then quit smoking. Misty. Ash, I mean it. If you care for me so much, do this one little thing and quit. I'll help. I promise. And if I don't, Ash smirked, trying to sound cool. I'll leave. Ash's face dropped. But Misty, by this time it was too late. She got up and left the room. Ash sighed. He went to his desk drawer and opened it. It had 3 packs of cigarettes in it. He grabbed them and ran downstairs. There was no way he was going to lose Misty over these things. Misty, Brock, and Delia were in the kitchen. Ash ran to the living room. He grabbed his lighter and started a fire. Misty, Delia, and Brock came in to see what's happening. Ash, what are you doing? Gasped Delia. What I should have done in the beginning, smiled Ash, tossing the packets into the fire. They all smiled. Misty, whatever you said, thank you, said Delia. Misty nodded. Smart move, Ash, smiled Brock. Ash sighed. I guess being cool isn't worth all the sacrifices, sighed Ash. Back to normal me. Actually, Ash, those things didn't make you any cooler. If anything, they made you dumber. I mean, would someone cool push his best friend? Oh, and I heard you cuss at that one dude. Not cool. You've always been someone who I wanted to be, Ash. If you needed cigarettes to make you cool, then you do have a problem. A brain problem, explained Brock. Ash rolled his eyes. Okay, cigarettes didn't make me cool. They were just a substitute. I guess I was bored or something. So, Ash, what do we think of cigarettes now? Asked Delia. Ash smiled. Not so cool. The end. Oh my... Damn, he got money 3. Banning Ash from my Minecraft server. A brain problem. Holy fuck. The sexual tension is palpable. Thank you. Thank you. I like to think it was an art form. A brain problem. Oh my god. Stomp out bad habits. Thank you, Misty. They're multiplying. I fucking can't. What happened to the blunts? They didn't find those. I've been waiting for this story for years. I am so glad that you guys liked it. Oh my god. Let's see if we got any. Oh, I didn't get any comments on that one. No reviews? Wow. I am wounded. What would your review be of my fanfic? Like if I was publishing this and I sent it to you to read and to put a review, you know, like they put on the back of books for New York Times bestseller. 12-year-old Sophie did amazing with this. I don't remember Blunt's mentioned. Say no to cigs brought to you by Pokémon. Thanks, John. 12-year-old Sophie was, yeah. So did you think you were going all badass when you smoked and hoped a Prince Charming would sexually convince you to stop? I think I tried my first cigarette. I think I was 13 and it was in the shed and I hated it because I coughed so much. I was like, this is the worst. I didn't get to have sexual attention with Ash Ketchum and that's why it wasn't worth it. Wait, this isn't already published. It's banned in some countries, actually. I don't know what to say. How have you been? Sorry I haven't been. Hop on stream. Love the cosplay. Thank you so much, Venomize. That's all right. How are you, fam? I'd have asked if you wrote novella RP and asked to write with you. Oh my god. I would have loved to have write with other people. I was too nervous to. 0 out of 10. No coughing. Coughing. What? Oh, Melanie. That's so good. What a miss. What a miss. I can tell you that I could smell potheads and smokers in my high school back in the day. You can smell that from so far. I will grasp, you will growl. You will gasp, you will growl, you will smell like Ash Ketchum Drake. Mostly you will not want to. Can we save that to quotes, please? Oh my god, I'll put a link to this. I'm gonna... You know what? That was way better than I expected it to be. 5 stars. Holy fucking shit. Do we need to... I would love a rap made about this. Like, I'm into that.